This is Clark. Two away. 1, 2, 3,
You is a lie. You is like a from me.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Lace 'em Up Show. Today we're going to be talking some NFL Week 9 predictions. It's going to be an interesting week. We got a lot of superstars returning back. Christian McCaffrey is coming back for the Carolina Panthers. Michael Thomas for the Saints. Antonio Brown making his debut. And I believe the Baltimore Ravens activated Dez Bryant to the active roster. So a lot of returning stars. So it's going to be interesting to see the impact that they make on the teams and the fantasy outlook of it too as well. So let's look into some of these games here. An interesting game against the Baltimore Ravens and the Indianapolis Colts. I say that because this is one of the games I think that's going to be hard to pick, because the Colts defense looks pretty legit this year, and we see what Lamar Jackson looks like when he can't rush the ball and defenses force him to make plays down the field trying to pass. The Ravens aren't that good. They have to play with the lead. They're front runners, and this might be the type of defense that would be able to hold Lamar Jackson. But the only reason I would lean against the other way and say the Ravens take this game is because the Baltimore defense is just as good as Indy, if not better, talent-wise and just overall. Just like their entire unit, they're just loaded all around when you look at their secondary and their defensive front as well. And Philip Rivers has a thing for turnovers in key situations, so I'm just going to pick the Ravens in this game only because I think Philip Rivers might cost the game for the Colts this one. Another interesting game here, the LA Chargers against the 5-3 Raiders. The Raiders have been having quite a good year, or 4-3 I believe they are. I'm sorry, I think I said 5-3 earlier. But yeah, they've been having a decent year for their standards. Definitely, they're, I think, one of the better young teams. I think in this game we're gonna see obviously a tight one because the Chargers always seem to have a thing for having one possession games. I'm going to go with Justin Herbert and the Chargers in this game. I like the overall wide receiver core in LA. I know they've been blowing a lot of close games, but this is a tough divisional game, so I think they're going to play each other real tough and probably split down the year. So I'll take LA this game. Another good matchup here, interconference matchup, Seattle Seahawks versus the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo is another one of those young teams who is definitely on the rise. They, I think, are going to end up winning the AFC East. Definitely this game might go down to the wire. Seattle, their offense obviously is dynamic. Russell Wilson, I think he's my MVP for this year. He's on pace to break so many records this year. Honestly, the Seattle's secondary might give up a lot of big plays this game to Stephon Diggs, Cole Beasley, John Brown, because the Bills' wide receiver core isn't too bad themselves. But I think Russell Wilson's going to make enough plays for the Seahawks for them to win this game 31-28. Moving on, another decent game over here. A game I'm looking forward to, the Tennessee Titans versus the Chicago Bears. We're going to see Khalil Mack taking on King Henry, the Tank. This is going to be a really fun game to watch, I think. I don't know. Honestly, this is another tough game to pick because I want to say the Bears can be able to bounce back because they've been in most of their games too. But this game is just, I think the Tennessee Titans have a lot of playmakers on their offense, and overall I trust Tannehill more than I do Nick Foles, and I'm gonna roll with the Titans in this game, 22-17. Moving on, I'm not gonna go ahead and talk about this game too much right here. I honestly, the only reason I'm talking about it is because they were my former, or at least they still are my team, you know, but I just gave up on them this year. The Steelers versus the Dallas Cowboys. I got this being a straight up blowout. Steelers dominate this one 38-6. The Dallas defense looked a little better last week, but then again, they were playing a turnover happy Carson Wentz, so maybe that was a little mirage, who knows. I don't think they're gonna be in it whatsoever offensively. They're on to their fourth or fifth, almost, yeah, I think it's about to be their fourth QB, because Ben DiNucci, their third string, just got benched. Yeah, it's getting really ugly down there. I believe Ezekiel Elliott will also be out. I don't know, they just gotta play the younger guys at this point because the season's over. Sunday night matchup is going to be a really good one. Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the New Orleans Saints. We see the return of Antonio Brown added onto this offense with Tom Brady, and Michael Thomas is supposed to be making his return as well for the New Orleans Saints, and I think they've been missing him dearly on offense. We seen in the first matchup between these two, I think Brady wasn't really connecting that well with his receivers, but since now he's had enough time, I think they're gonna bounce back and beat the Saints in this rematch 30-26. I think Antonio Brown might take away some of the looks that Mike Evans gets, but I think just that wide receiver core in Tampa Bay is honest. I think they're number one in the whole league right now, just from a talent standpoint. I know we haven't seen them play yet, but just overall talent across the board. When you just look at their skill positions, I should say, it's just wow. I don't know. This team might be, if not them, I'm picking either Seattle or Tampa Bay. I think we wouldn't be too surprised to see them in the NFC Championship game. But yeah, they're going to be a decent team this year. And that's going to do it for today. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, share the channel around. And until then, Money out. See you guys next time.